right, we got everyone here. I'm gonna unmute, and we'll be starting very shortly. Wow. There we go. And okay, unmuted.
Okay, we're still waiting on Tyson to make his food and for it. Am I the only one on stream? Damn.
Oop.
Let's see if the bot is still broken. It was broken yesterday, and I was really mad, but it might not be.
We still have
Honestly-
Vexera here, right? If needed.
Have Vexera? We do, but Vexera wasn't working either. So I was like, what the fuck is happening to me?
Sad.
Sad.
Like, they just wouldn't respond. I wonder if it's gonna work now, though.
I was gonna say it's very weird how the Oscars buy into their own hype of being like artsy and stuff, except when it comes to animated films.
Just
I'm here.
all of those fucking award shows, like they suck. Yes, it's working.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Imagine it being considered a punishment to not be able to go to a work event as like the Oscars. Because Will Smith's banned from going to them.
I'm just glad that he won before he got banned. Or I don't know. Hopefully they don't take it away from him.
Nah, they won't take it away from him, but they'll probably not. He'll probably won't be there for what was it? Well, 10 years.
10 years, yeah.
Honestly,
Which, I mean, if he's still acting in 10 years, like...
It also seems insufferable to just go to that. Like, honestly, like, you know, I've, like... Because I've done a bunch of, like, gigs. I've done fundraiser stuff. I've done concerts and everything. I've been around, like, a bunch of really, really rich people. And it is just the most insufferable thing ever. Like, trust me. It's horrible. So, like, honestly, I wouldn't mind not going to the Oscars for 10 years either.
Honestly, Will made off like a bandit. He got to smack someone in the face, and he doesn't have to go to the Oscars anymore.
Exactly. He has the cheat code, man.
I saw a tweet that was saying if they want to give him a real punishment, they should make him host the Oscars for 10 years.
No!
Oh, no. Oh my god.
No.
That's the real punishment.
He has to host the Oscars.
He has
Yeah.
He has to host
God,
the
I wouldn't want to
Oscars,
do that
He has
shit.
to host SNL. Has to
And then
fucking host,
then people get to slap him as much as they want.
The end credits
That would
for every
honestly
SNL
probably
is
be
just
hilarious.
everyone in
Oscars.
the audience walking up and slapping him. Buy now for free William Smith.
Yeah, it's like
slap.
Yeah, like whatchamacallit, it's like a queue.
Oh yeah, there's a line to slap him.
Yeah, and it's just like slap,
Hilarious.
move, slap, move, slap, move.
To me, it's just crazy how fucking, like, how appalled and, like, horrified everyone was. And it's like, have you not been following who they give Oscars to? Like, it's like, what the fuck?
Didn't they give an Oscar to someone who, like, fled the country due to, like,
Yeah.
allegations?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Doesn't
had,
Kevin
like-
Spacey have like 2?
They've had, like, Mel Gibson up on that stage and shit, and, like, fucking Roman Polanski. And it's just like, people are like, oh my god. And I'm like, have you been literally
Yeah,
watching?
I feel like their outrage is kind of blown out
Yeah.
of proportion, but that's just me.
I saw. Wait, what was it?
And, like, honestly, listen,
there's that one.
I've been slapped before in my life. It's fine. It's not that
Yeah.
bad.
A lot
Ayo?
of people
Yep,
have
yep.
been.
I've not been slapped. I'll say.
What?
Really?
No,
Really?
I actually can't think of an instance where I've like, across the face. Like people have like slapped my arm playfully, but like.
It's
Oh, the hard
Never
slap,
been
the
slapped
hard
in the face.
it's fun. It's kind of fun. It's better than being
Alright.
punched because it's like being punched
Oh,
really
yeah,
hurts.
definitely.
Yeah,
A
for
slap
sure.
is like, oh shit, and then you're good.
Yeah, Coco,
Yeah,
you
'cause
You could slap my face when I visit you, Kobu.
Somebody told me that like assault is
Can I
like
also
a fine,
Can I also?
but like
fuck your
battery
face,
is
Sam?
jail time.
No, I'm only visiting Kobu. I'm not visiting you for it.
I'll fucking go on a train. I'll walk.
I'm memeing. When I make money and I go
Are
to
you
New York.
really?
Imagine being close to each other. Imagine.
Yeah.
Oh,
When are we all
sad.
going to go to the Philippines?
Bet?
When I start fucking working on getting my passport updated.
I have... God, the amount of people I meet from the Philippines in my online communities.
Man, come to the future.
God, I seen this Philippine joke and I really wish I remembered it, but
What is it? Oh no.
it was like no, I mean it wasn't bad. It was like
I bet you play Tekken like every other Filipino I know.
no,
Okay,
it
yeah.
was
I
it
mean,
was
yeah.
I knew it.
it was like, are you Filipino because your butt's too big?
What?
Nice. That's true. We
Yeah.
are famous for that.
What?
To be
Apparently
honest,
too big is like a Filipino word or something.
oh, too big.
Too
Oh,
big.
oh.
Yeah.
Are you Filipino
Too
because your
big.
butt's water?
Yeah.
Anyway, how you doing, stream?
Great start to the stream.
I feel like that could also be a diarrhea joke.
So on that
Hard, right?
note, welcome to the penultimate episode of Written in the Sky. We are only one session away from our season 1 finale,
Guys, we're getting canceled.
which is
This-
in 2
this
weeks
new-
because we're gonna take a week break in between this and
Yeah.
the finale. So
A week break before we die.
Basically, you're all here in the sanctuary. You've all come this far. You've met the guide, unlocked the sanctuary, unlocked the gifts of the sanctuary. So what I thought would be great was to dedicate today to just talking to the guide, getting everything in order. If you have questions that you want to ask the guide, because this is probably the most knowledgeable NPC that you've met all campaign. And so if you have questions for the guide, questions you want answered, help with anything, the guide's there to provide that. And then we'll basically just do that for the remainder of this session, and then we have the finale in 2 weeks. So I am going to be right back because I gotta use the bathroom. But while I'm going, why did I say it like that? While I'm away, like, you can all discuss, what you want to talk to the guide about, what you want to use this last day of respite or respite to to do. So I'll be right back, and yeah.
All right. So
We
yeah,
have a
I
list.
have I have a list of things to ask on the dock. So here,
if
I'll
you
copy
wanna-
paste them into campaigns muted.
If you want to not take up the as much time, like I could ask some of them because I only really have one question.
Same, or I also have like one question for Loeb.
Okay. Well, yeah, you guys can ask your questions first because Vel will be
Okay.
at this for a while.
So I guess we'll all get, unless Moss has a question.
I'm gonna come up with stuff. I don't have anything written down, but
Okay. So I think I have like maybe a question or maybe two.
Same. Probably just about. Okay. How are we gonna make the guide fight us?
No.
How are we
Call
gonna
him a
kill him?
bitch.
I cast Moonbeam on the guide. He's sharply immune to
Well,
radiation. Fine.
see, okay, that's going to be one of the first questions. Where are we? Because can you cast Moonbeam within this room?
You can cast Moonbeam without having to see the sky. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah.
there's no
It's
limits on it
moonlight,
really.
but it's like the dawn spell where it uses sunlight, but it doesn't need to be able to see the sun.
Ah, interesting. Okay.
And also,
I did
like,
not.
in flavor, my moonbeam technically comes up from the ground
Hmm.
because it's just mushrooms glowing real bright.
I'm back.
Yellow.
Welcome back. I think we're ready. Did you want to go first, Lobo?
Take
I mean,
another
go
pee. We're
first.
not done.
Wait, what? Who? What? Are we taking turns?
I mean,
No,
we're
I'm
both
telling
going.
Kobu to go back. We're not done talking.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought you
but-
said somebody had just left.
No.
Piss more, Kobu.
You know what? No. 1 second.
Oh god.
Leave your mic on this time.
Kobu. Drink.
Oh my
Drink.
god.
Pour up.
Drink.
Oh my
Gotcha.
god.
Shouldn't you
Drink.
say this for the finale?
Fade it.
I will only spend 500 on drinks.
Okay. And now we immerse ourselves in the RP.
Well, first I'll immerse myself really quick. Final session, change the drink water to drink alcohol. I will
Let's
make-
go.
I will end you.
You can
Anyway,
all do
back
that.
into character.
Let's make like a 3K take a shot one or something.
Every
Probably
time,
more-
every
more than
time
3K.
the Black Storm fails a save against Velikane, I'll take a shot.
Every time I miss an attack, I'll take a shot.
We'll be dead.
In game or in real life?
Both.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
If Moose dies, I die.
Literally. From alcohol poisoning.
Mmm.
Mmm.
That's my favorite
Anyway.
kind of poisoning.
Anyway, actually into character now.
No.
Hey,
No.
guide.
Yes,
Can I go outside?
there is no outside.
But there are we.
What?
I-
Oh, you are in the sanctuary.
Yes, but in relation to, say, the rest of Etunn, say Mornenzuk, there are we.
I don't think we are in a tune anymore.
You are in Etunn, but you are in
okay.
a different.
Moss isn't dead, we're in Etunn.
You are in a different.
Oh yeah, I would be dead.
You are in a different layer of Etunn.
Like a pocket dimension.
Not necessarily.
A layer up or a layer down? There, like,
Are we in the undersea?
No.
Lobo.
It is
Hello,
difficult
Boca.
to describe. We can only describe it best as you are within Etunn, but you are not on the islands.
I see. Is it that Etunn is a concept?
Or an
No,
elegant.
Etunn is very much real.
Interesting.
So we're just within the energies of Etunn, but not the space.
That is one way to look at it.
See.
Do not worry, the sanctuary can be entered and exited.
That is the way. If we can enter, can the Blackstorm enter?
No, the Blackstorm cannot enter here. Not at this time.
And what time could it enter?
When it gains the capacity. That can only be achieved if it has the power of the other shades.
What are the other shades?
The Blackstorm forms 1/3 of a whole. There is the Blackstorm, or the Dark. There is its cousin the Light, and their cousin the Gray. They form a whole. They reinforce each other, feed off of each other, and they grow in power alongside each other.
What
And
is
you go.
if you had to give us an actual physical incarnation of the other two shades, what would they be? Are they just more clouds?
You misunderstand the concept of the shades. They are not just clouds or weather. They are forces. The manifestation of the shade is what you see, personified to your consciousness, because
Yes, I
it would
know
be
that, but
difficult
what?
to perceive the shades otherwise. They are shifting in form. The dark
Okay.
The dark takes usually the form that you see before you during your travels. The light is perhaps more direct in its manifestation, and the hardest to find of all is the gray. Because the gray does not live within the physical. That is what makes it so difficult to combat.
Is it like dreams or something?
Perhaps.
And
Is it just on another layer like this place?
What you perceive as dreams are different than the layers.
I don't perceive dreams. I can't sleep.
Of course not. But you have dreams.
No.
You have aspirations.
Not really.
Ambitions.
you aspire to drive me crazy, Moss.
No, I just do that.
I was about to say, I don't think he aspires to do that.
Velikane has a mental breakdown.
Perhaps then for you it is simply the most basic of ambition. To continue.
Ah.
I don't know,
Velikane
it's very hard to know.
gives a look at that one.
We don't have to get into this now, but I guess to continue is some form of that. I don't actively wish to not be here, but I just am here, and so is everything else.
The Eldar are different than many of the peoples of Etunn, but one thing that they share with them is the self. The Eldar wish for things, and they exist as linear beings, pursuing goals, just as all of you do. Dreams exist in this dimension, as well as ambitions. That is where the gray lies. It weaponizes your dreams, and it takes your soul.
It's the rat race. It's the modern education system.
Oh, wow.
But so you said the white was very, I guess, basic in its manifestation. Does that mean it would be like a creature? Something
The
we
light
could
is
actually
direct.
see?
The light is direct. It only needs to consume. Whatever the light does not consume, the black storm changes. And whatever is left after the black storm changes, the last vestiges of resistance, it is gently redirected by the gray. That is their process.
Okay. I guess my question is, big statue of a very strange creature in Morin's look. Is that what the white manifested as in a cycle?
No, that
Okay.
is something different.
What is it?
It is best for you not to know at this time.
That's lame.
Wait,
What?
the statue in Morin's look?
The dragon.
That's not a dragon. I thought we had this discussion. That's a horse.
Exactly. It looks like a dragon, so I'm describing it as a dragon.
You don't
How
know.
would you know what a dragon
Moss does
is?
not know what a dragon is.
I'm letting you guys know out of character as a person named Cat.
Your name is Cat? I thought it was redacted.
Yes. Anyways. Blah. That'll confuse me. Anyways, yes, the dragon thing. That's what I was asking about. Anyways. I don't know, someone else asked a question. Moss fucks off.
Alright. Alright.
You said that the light takes a more literal manifestation. Is it the sun?
No. That is outside of here.
Moose breathes a deep sigh of relief after hearing that.
So, what form does it take if it is a literal manifestation?
Physical.
Yes, but how would we see it?
The light is blinding, and it is terrible. You will see soon enough. To describe it would be unnecessary at this time, because there is nothing that can describe it.
Very well. I suppose that is the best that we can get for now. And... Hold on, Dorando, did you have a question?
I was going to ask. I mean, I can wait. I mean, mine's kind of not related to what the topic is right now.
Alright. Hold
Nor is
on.
mine, so you're good to keep going, Sam.
Yeah, alright. Let me go down the list then. Then, before we entered here, we were in a large cavern, and there was a barrier that prevented my dancing lights to go into it, and I assume it would have stopped us as well. But when I forced my lights through, there was a red light. What was that barrier, and what was that red light?
That was the gate to the sanctuary. In presenting the Ashka, you unlocked the gate and unlocked the sanctuary.
Okay, and there was a cloud of divination magic. Was that part of the gate as well?
Yes, that is our mechanism.
Alright, that's what I thought.
What does the why does the Blackstorm want the Prismarine?
You will most likely have noticed that we have not mentioned the Prismarine in discussing the shades. That is because the Prismarine is not one of the shades. It is separate. It does not originate from the same source. And therefore,
Yes, but
go on.
oh, sorry. But when we talked to the Blackstorm, it told us that we did not understand and that it would take the Prismarine from us.
Exactly. The Prismarine is one of the few things that the shades in Etunn are scared of, because they cannot understand it fully.
And can we understand the Prismarine fully?
The guide turns to look at you. Only if you give yourself fully to it.
I was afraid of that.
It may not be such of a bad thing, but it may not be what you want.
Indeed. Okay. The shades are boomers and don't understand the
The Gen
Prismarine.
Z Prismarine.
Yeah, the Gen Z Prismarine. Okay, let's see. More questions. Okay, who built this place, and who built you?
The sanctuaries were constructed at the end of the last cycle by those who deemed it necessary to delay or stop the cycles. Alright, hold on. Boop, 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 boop. Let's grab this.
Wait, what? Oh, they're fighting. Jesus, I have chat's covered up by my notes document, so.
Of course,
Yeah,
I
we're
have to log in
sparring.
World Anvil.
Okay, it is +7.
This is the second time in 2 days that that I've been in a campaign that had the barbarian sparring with someone. Which, you know, it is an odd, but it's still weird that it happens twice.
Okay, let me check my.
But
Give me a second.
yeah, Tunes, just Tunes, if you click on the eye and search up spear, you can drag over a +3 spear, which is what you
Yeah,
have.
it's good now.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's good now, isn't it? Okay. Just try
Okay.
to fix it. Okay. Okay,
Is the
what
damage
was like?
on a spear different?
Oh yeah. I also changed it. I added like +3 to the damage.
Oh, is the
So-
actual dice different?
No,
Yeah. A spear is a D6 unless you're holding it with
Oh.
both hands. Then it's a D8.
oh, D8. Okay. Well, I gotta change it.
Yeah. It
D8. Okay. D8.
it is in fact not a D12.
Okay, found it. The sanctuary
What?
and us were constructed by those who would prefer to be referred to as the second.
The second?
Yes, because they are the second.
Who were
And
the
are
first?
you the third?
You could be the third. The first, even the second do not know.
Was Morin one of the second?
Yes, Morin Tolusi Zerai, keeper of the Northern Sanctuary.
Okay, wait, Morin was a second. Okay, that answers some questions. And hold on. How do I ask this question? When a cycle ends, what happens? Because I was under the impression that all was destroyed. However, Morin was at the end of his cycle, and we still know him, and his works of Morin's Look still stand. So, what happens when a cycle ends?
Often, well, no. Ideally, a cycle would end, and all history would reset. But what irks the Shades so much, what motivates them in their anger, in this cycle in particular, was that there exists leftover and artifacts from the previous cycle. As you have said, the second managed to preserve parts of their cycle within yours, albeit somewhat scattered and out of place, such as this sanctuary.
I see. And so, this sanctuary is outside of the cycles?
Yes, the sanctuaries persist outside of the cycles. This was one of the many gifts of the second. It is now lost to us how to replicate it.
Unfortunate. That was my next question.
In here you are safe from the ravages of time, and from the shades. However, the more you stay in here, the less you become part of Etunn.
What
That
does
is not
that
good.
mean?
Eventually, you will lose your connection to Etunn.
Is there a time limit for this, or?
It would have to be a very long time. The sanctuaries are safe havens, but the more you stay in them, the weaker your connection is between Etunn and your animus, or your spirit. Theoretically, if you were to stay in the sanctuaries for an extremely extended period of time, that connection will sever, and then your spirit will be lost to places that we do not know of.
Does that mean that you are not part of Etunn?
We are not part of Etunn. We are part of the sanctuary.
And the sanctuary is not part of Etunn? Then...
It is neither.
I see. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. It's neither. Cool. It's like in between. Okay. Can you? Okay. Hold on. Wait, hold it. It's Morin, Tolusi, Zerai, right?
Yep.
What is the significance of the Tolusi family?
You have heard of the House of Morin, and you have heard of many other Komodo clans, no doubt. But it is the Tolusi that hold the key to unlocking the master plan of the second, their final contingency. Because the Tolusi hold within them knowledge, and the guide will gesture towards Harvin, programmed within their very bodies. This knowledge was primed in them by Morin. Because Morin loved the Tolusi. And he wished for the Tolusi to become the key to unlocking the sky.
The key to unlocking the sky? Okay.
At this,
Cool.
you'll see Harvin kind of just like look at himself like, what? What is he like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, I was about to say Muth, like, looks directly at Harvin.
He shrugs.
There are no Harvin-shaped keyholes here. What's yours?
Hey, maybe there is.
Lies and deceit. No. Okay, that was a lot. Jesus Christ. Okay, why couldn't the second perform their own final contingency plan? Why does it fall to us?
They did not fully succeed. The Shades are formidable foes. Unfortunately, there are no more second left alive. But they did plan for this. They accounted for their failure. And so it is up to you now.
I see. Well... Okay. Okay, there's that. Okay, ask about the red light. I don't want to ask about home and the Ailey Elders, because that's Okay, Harbin's family. Okay.
Well, I mean that was kind of asked already. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you change forms? What did Morin look like?
I don't know.
We do not remember Morin.
Okay. And how do you know the form of Terrace?
When you entered the sanctuary, we scanned you. We compiled a list of individuals that you might find comforting. And we decided on this form.
Muth,
Very well.
Muth looks at Velikine. He doesn't know what the fuck compile and scan means.
Compile is when the computer takes a code and puts it into a computer code.
Muth has a stroke.
Yeah. I also have a stroke. Sam in real life. Okay, that answers that question. Very well. Then you scanned us. That reminds me. What is Genesis?
The Genesis is the Black Storm's way of adapting to its environment and creating facsimiles of that which it deems useful. Further Genesis may result in complete transmutation by the Black Storm. It is thought by the Second that the Genesis is how the Black Storm reconstitutes its surroundings and prepares for the final coming of the Grey.
Why now, of all times, does it act?
Why now has the Black Storm emerged?
Or, well, has become more active. It has
Etunn
been
is-
ravaging the lands.
Etunn is stirring. Often, the shades will emerge at the point at which ambition peaks, and they are awakened by the sound of it. Etunn is ready to move on, but the shades are not. The Black Storm knows this, and it feels the touch of the other two shades. It has awakened, and the other two have most definitely already awakened as well.
So if the Black Storm were to technically be either nullified or destroyed, would the other two be easier to take out, or?
No, and this is what makes the shades so confounding. The shades reinforce each other, yes, and they are already dangerous together. But the absence of one of the shades will cause the other two to careen out of balance, and that may be more catastrophic than fighting them all at once. Because even though the shades may not be the most desirable of forces in Etunn, they are perfectly balanced, and they were put there for a reason. The shades were determined. Their placement is deliberate. Their balance is too good to be natural. They are meant to be here. The only way to create a break in the cycle would be to completely remove them cleanly. Not one by one. Not through years and years, but in one fell swoop.
Somewhere like here.
Perhaps. It is not known where here is exactly, however. Perhaps the shades infesting this layer may also be catastrophic. Perhaps
guess my
removal
question
of the
is-
shades will perhaps removal of the shades will result in the utter destruction of Etunn itself. No one really knows.
I guess my question is, if we were to somehow drag all 3 of the shades in here and then seal this place, would technically they've been severed from our lands?
No. Because the shades cannot exist here. At least, it has not been observed that they can. So you could not bring them here.
If what does the Prismarine represent if not balance?
Precisely that. Imbalance. Whim. The flitting thoughts of life and of beings. Because
Of
the
chaos.
Prismarine is itself a being, and the beings within the Prismarine are themselves beings. So the Prismarine is everything that you cannot understand, but it is also you, and it is every living thing that you have ever seen.
I pick up Kanto and show it to Terrace. So, could you explain this to us more?
That is a manifestation of the Prismarine. You may think of it as an ambassador of sorts. It has its own agendas, but it is mostly benevolent.
Follow-up question to that. We noticed when we were fighting the Black Storm that the Prismarine, this ambassador, was very he takes a second. Distraught?
It has not been observed that the Prismarine harbors ill will towards the Black Storm. But it has also not been observed that it is an ally of the Black Storm either. Perhaps it was simply emotional.
I pet Kanto and then give it back to the give it back to Muth. Sorry, I don't know why.
No worries.
So I guess my next question would be, what is the light that the Prismarine creates then?
It is everything that the Shades despise.
Why? I noticed that the Shades also despise just regular light, like I call by the power of the stars.
That is only the dark. The light will
I
respond differently, and the gray will too.
So if we were to use powers of death for the light, would that have a similar effect to the light on the dark?
Most definitely. The light consumes, it is energy. It lusts for life, and it screams when it is denied it. For the gray, however, you may find that it is not a binary answer.
The gray is non-binary, confirmed.
So would the best course of action just be to wait till the other 2 shades present themselves? Or would that would be probably be catastrophic, wouldn't it?
They already have presented themselves. You just have to find them. The Black Storm found you. The other shades may not know of you yet, but they will soon. And if you do not find them, they will find you.
Will they converge on this place, or, well, the outside of this place?
That is something that we cannot say because we are not outside. We do not
What?
know.
When we do go outside, would we leave where we came from, or would we appear somewhere else?
You would appear at the entrance to the Northern Sanctuary.
Mantiface?
If you entered at the entrance, then you will reappear at the entrance.
Are
So
there
is-
more than one entrance then?
No, there is only one. We detected, however, the presence of the Black Storm outside the sanctuary. When the Prismarine force was detected, it would seem that the Black Storm is waiting for you.
But we cannot destroy it, though.
It's spawn camping us.
What is waiting for you is only a part of the Black Storm. Because the shades are intrinsic to Etunn, they are not localized. What you have been fighting, no doubt, is only a piece of the greater whole, which itself is only a piece of the greater whole.
We had caused a respite from. I look at Moss. We caused a respite when we were captured by the Black Storm, but it seems it has not fully recovered, but at least recovered to the point that it is mobile.
Yes.
Is there any way to return it to a pacified state or neutralized state?
It will only rest when ambition rests. And when all is ready for the Grey.
Is there any way to transfer this balance to something more constructive?
Perhaps. If you wish to take the place of the Shades, this is most likely possible, as the gap that will be left by their absence may need to be filled by another force.
We become the Black Storm.
We gonna ascend? Like, hell yeah.
Well, you guys ready to become Ettunn's first gods? Let's fucking go. No.
Valakine gives us a thought and is like, are you saying that we become primordial beings? Is the word God in like the Etunn lexicon? I just realized.
It would
No.
be it would be like what didn't you say I was like a like I was a life cleric, so I like
It should
inhabit.
be like spirits, not gods.
Yeah, or we're like conduits of the primordial energies.
Are you saying that we become primordial beings that represent an ideal, an emotion?
You are phrasing this as if that is a desirable outcome. We would caution you that that outcome, although possible, will result in the destruction of everything that you are at this moment. You will no longer be yourself.
Vel
Because
gives
the
a
Shades
very
are not beings.
sorry. Vel, when you say that, Vel gives a very worried look in the direction of Moss. It's like, hold on,
Oh, it's
at
just
least
said I
one of.
missed it.
Oh my goodness.
What
But
did he
would
say?
but even with the destruction of our selves, would we be able to? He like takes a moment. Be able to at least turn this energy towards something maybe more constructive, something that isn't combative.
Perhaps, but you are forgetting about one factor. The Archons still exist.
What?
The
What are,
Archons?
what are the Archons?
Archon this day?
The Archons are close to us. They are the rulers of Beggar's Edge,
Moose
on the
starts
island of
looking
Rift.
around.
in the center of Etunn. They are separate from the second. We do not understand their aims.
But they seek to keep the status quo of what is happening, I assume?
They have not interfered with the Shades. However, the Shades do not seem to interfere with them either. Either they are allies, or they have reached a consensus.
Are they part of the cycle?
That is not within our information.
Okay, hold on. Okay, at the talk of Archons, Vel will rummage through, is like rummaging through her bag, and pulls out the map of Elwas with the text on it. So Harvin will recognize this, and it says, "We seek a key which seems to be within the Tolusi, and it says to unlock the Edge of Need, Beggar's Edge, possibly, and if we succeed, the Archons will smile upon us." What does this mean to you? And I'll show Terrace the map, the guide, the map.
The guide will hold the map. Well, not hold the map, but the map will float in front of the guide.
Okay, I was about to
And
say.
And it'll read it. The second could never quite comprehend the Archons fully. And it is not within our information, but we do not expect that they had a relationship with the Archons at any given time. As it scans the map more, it'll say, our analysis would seem to suggest that either the Archons are the last allies for you to recruit, or they are the last enemy for you to vanquish.
Vel gives a very pained sigh, is like, well, I suppose one day or another I must return to Beggar's Edge.
It would be prudent for us to at least ascertain their ambitions before we do battle with the Shades.
On the topic of maps, Sam, did Vel drew the map that had the teal splotches on them, right?
The what? Oh, yes. Sorry, wait, the teal splotches?
Yeah, the
The
little
ones that-
locations. I can
The
give
locations.
Yeah, where it attacked, I think.
Yeah. I think I have it screenshotted somewhere in here. That was
Okay.
session 12?
Uh,
No, before that, sorry. Session 11. Yeah, okay, I have it.
First, can you put that in the notes doc, because it is something that I've been wanting to look at for a bit now, but
It's in the notes doc.
is it like the picture?
Session 11.
Oh shit! So it is. Yeah. Well, do you have the copy of the map that Harvin showed us?
Ah, yes. Vel will turn to that page in her notebook.
Do you know what those dots are?
I'm just to be clear, this is the map of Etunn with all of the little locations on it, like the little blue locations.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the little teal splotches.
Yeah, especially because there's one like right in the middle of Rift and like one on home. So
Yeah, okay, got you. Those are the other sanctuaries. This sanctuary is unique among other sanctuaries in that it is hidden. It is not available unless you have the necessary keys. That being...
Oh, wait, pause. The one in home moved. How does that make sense?
Perhaps it is mobile.
Wait, the one at home moved? I don't remember
Yeah,
that.
he said that was roaming around Aurelia.
There's one in Aurelia that moves around.
Oh, shit.
What are the ancient beasts aim in all of this conflict? They must have a stake in, self-preservation at the very least.
If they do, no one knows because they have not vocalized it. The second believed the legendary beasts to be outside of the cycles. Things that the shades could not touch, or refuse from cycles past that could not be processed correctly.
Did Moss and Velikine ever tell the party about what happened?
Yes.
Yes,
we did.
probably.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I would relay that to that encounter to the terrace.
Your encounter seems to present that the legendary beasts retain some memory of the shades, and are at least aware of their existence.
Oh.
So, what I'm understanding is that this is a natural balance that we're fighting, and we are just the point at which it is aimed against.
Yes, however, this natural balance is not in your favor, and it is an oppressive balance. That is the doctrine of the second. That balance exists, yes, but it is not the optimal balance, and Etunn could be capable of so much more if a new balance were to be established.
And we could become that new balance, or we would.
Perhaps the new balance is for there to be no balance at all. Total equilibrium could be achieved by total chaos. Or that is not possible for Etunn. No one has ever crossed that threshold, so it is unknown.
So basically, what you're saying is we have to make the decision around the time that we face our final confrontation with the Shades.
You must jump into the unknown. You must make that decision, because you are alive, and that is the only thing that you can do.
I guess my final question is just that: is this shade something that is trying to expel a foreign body, like as the body does a sickness?
No. The Shades seek to redirect and reconstitute what is inside Etunn. Nothing leaves Etunn. Nothing enters Etunn. Perfect equilibrium within a closed space, free from evolution and ambition. That is Etunn. Total stillness.
Sorry, when you said that, it reminded me of fucking the History of Japan video. It's open the borders, stop having them be closed. That's what we're doing. Okay, so alright. Actually, I'll actually ask the question. And if we were to defeat the Shades, would this open Etunn? To what? Where would we leave to? Who would come in? What would come in?
None of us know.
It would be something that we would have to carefully weigh, I suppose.
Indeed.
It seems as though we either have to neutralize the Shades all at once, or which would be at their most powerful, or we try to depose them.
In order to pull off either of those feats, you will need help. You cannot do this alone. You will need the help of the sanctuaries, yes, and you will need the information from the guides, the wisdom of the Archons, perhaps, the energy of the Prismarine. But you will need like-minded beings such as yourselves. Because the second were many, and you were few, for now.
How many second were there?
333.
Oh.
Who starts trying to count on his fingers?
An oddly specific number. Was there a significance in their number, or was that coincidence?
The second knew that they could not succeed fully. They knew that in some way, however small or however big, they would fail. It was their belief that the third was the point at which everything would be decided. That is why they invested so much in their contingencies. Because for them, success was failure. It is not within our information how the second came to this conclusion, but the number 3 was very important to them.
What happened to the third cycle then?
The third cycle was most probably many, many, many millennia ago, perhaps even millions or billions of years ago. Etunn has gone through uncounted cycles. It is uncertain what cycle you are in.
What about the first cycle, when all of this began?
You speak of the first? No one knows
Yes.
who they are.
No, the first cycle.
The first
the
cycle?
first. Well, the first cycle, but I guess both is what my question is, but both the people and the first cycle.
No one knows who the first are, and the first cycle is lost. It may as well not exist anymore. There have been so many permutations of Etunn since then, so many resets, so many transmutations of Etunn by the Shades, that the first cycle would most probably be unrecognizable to you.
Okay. And the guide said they did not know how the second knew they were going to fail. Cool.
Yeah, they did not know that.
Cool. Okay.
They just put a lot of stock in the third cycle, but we know that they,
No, not the third cycle. The third.
The third,
which is apparently very different. Okay. How did the second find out ways to beat the Shades?
They created weapons. That spear, and it gestures to the spear that Lobo's wielding, is a prime example of a second weapon. These weapons are unique in that they have the ability to wound the Shades. They have an ability that other weapons do not. They are imbued with some energy from outside of the cycles that persists.
So, and then I pull out what did the prayer wheel look like, by the way?
Hold on. It's the Omoro one, right? It has... It's made of made of carved wood, and it's in like a little spoked design, and it's got like these like accents and stuff and like little stones that are inlaid into the wood. It's like a wheel with spokes.
I attuned to it, so it's on me, so I show it, and I'm just like, so how does this damage it?
Yeah. Muth pulls out his orb and like, yeah, also wondering how it can be used as a weapon.
Those items damage the shades because they are not meant to be. They are not meant to exist. They should not be here. They cannot be here, but yet they are. That in itself, that contradiction, hurts the shades,
Wait, hold
even
on.
if they do not damage them directly.
Wait, can you repeat all that? Sorry.
The very idea of the existence of artifacts that exist outside of the cycles angers the shades.
I
They
have a
should not
question.
exist, but they do.
Goals?
Or like an out of character
They
question.
cause emotional damage.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is the light from my staff like normal radiant light, or is it prismarine?
It's normal light.
Darn.
Normal
Okay.
radiant light, yeah.
Okay, I have a question for the guide then. Guide, would it be
Yes.
possible for one of us to learn to, I guess, make use of the power of the prismarine?
It would be possible, but as has been said before, you must give yourself fully to the Prismarine. Only then can you truly understand it. But this is a dangerous undertaking and may not be the right choice. It
Do you
is
think I
dependent
could?
on you. Anyone can. If you are living, you can embrace the Prismarine.
What is that process like?
The Ashka is only a small part of the Prismarine, and in some ways it is separate from it. It does not carry all of the Prismarine's energy within it. To embrace the Prismarine, you must go to where it is the strongest. You must go to Eulalia.
Okay.
Wait,
I've
1 second, actually. I'm going to roll a. Is it okay if I roll a just a straight wisdom check for Moots to see if they can put something together?
Yeah.
how good are Eldar memories, just like in general?
Great.
Great? Okay. Can I do just like a check of some sort to know if when I spent time just like in home and had sort of my own like druidic awakening sort of thing, would that have been me feeling the prismarine then? Just curious.
Sorry, I was like I accidentally full screened myself. When you had your awakening?
Yeah. I was just chilling in home, probably under that giant orb.
Uh-huh.
Would I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
gotten prismarine vibes in that time?
Make me another make me a wisdom check.
Okay.
While you're making your wisdom check, yeah, I definitely beat my
Damn.
self-put DC. So let me just reopen the description. Wait, did you say that that it's strongest in Aurelia?
Yes.
I saw something while I was there, and Muth is going to describe the ritual site that they touched to get his vision. If you forgot, it's a stone circle embedded in the ground, 3 stone pillars circling its edges, one of white stone, one of black stone, one of gray stone, and in the center floats a teal crystal.
What you encountered was a residence site for the Prismarine. It is a means of communing with the Prismarine and connecting with it. Perhaps your vision was a gift. Something to aspire to.
At this point, Muth is going to just like fly like a little quieter than how he usually talks. Like start like recounting what his vision was under his breath, seeing seeing the discs, seeing not just the Etunn, but like the entire planet. How am I supposed to just full on like just complete confusion. This is gonna be keeping him for a good few minutes.
The information that you have relayed is not within our information. Perhaps you are gifted with the knowledge of what is to come if you are to abolish the shades.
What would the Aelie elders have any wisdom useful past what you know?
They most definitely would. The elders have always been gifted with a certain advantage over other Aelie. Although they themselves are victims of the cycles and do not understand where this came from, they are blessed to live longer and to absorb more information, and thus the Prismarine within them manifests more over time, because there is more time for it to manifest.
How long do they live?
Sometimes a whole cycle. It is not certain how an elder is chosen, what the criteria is for an Aelie to become an elder. It is just that some Aelie live long. Longer than any other Aelie. They become old and decrepit, aged. Their bodies shut down, slowly, but not fully. And they continue to grow in power, wisdom, and knowledge. They are powerful, but they are beholden to the cycles. So they are not on the level of the Second or the Archons. But they are powerful nonetheless.
Interesting.
I have a question.
Yes.
Would there be any information found in the sky of the night? Because it seems like the Black Storm, at the very least, tries to obstruct the sky.
That is an interesting observation. And it is not completely unfounded. Although this is outside of our realm of expertise. It is interesting to note that the stars are not part of Etunn. And perhaps it is through their vestiges that you may catch a glimpse of what is outside. Perhaps this is why the Shades hate the stars.
The Shades hate Vegeta. Alright, and... Okay, how do I ask this? And... of things that are outside of Etunn, Vel will give like a... We'll glance over to the book on the podium. Where did the Shades come from in the first place? I have read the story of the insect, and it does not seem as if they started in Etunn. It almost seems as if they came from elsewhere.
That is one explanation. Or they were created. The insect story, like many things that are confounding, has persisted throughout the cycles. It was not written by the Second, nor was it written by the Archons, as far as anyone knows. Perhaps it is the truth of how things really are. Perhaps it is an explanation and a justification for the shades, or the opposite, a manifesto against them. The story is just the story. How you read it is important. So yes, according to the story, the shades could have come from outside, but also according to the story, they could have been created in Etunn, and according to the story, they could have come from the insect itself.
Interesting.
There are many other permutations of the story and interpretations, but it is not necessary to list them all at this time.
I found it interesting that the Dark seemed to know the story already, and it did not remember where it had learned it from either.
Then perhaps the shades are just as oblivious as to their nature as you are, and perhaps this is for the best.
I see. Okay. That was a big thing. Okay.
It's made a big deal of telling us we do not understand.
That is because the shades believe in what they are doing. You must remember that the shades themselves are not beings, but they are not objects either. They are separate from you and completely alien to you, but you must treat them as what they are. They are intelligent. They have goals. They wish. The shades, in a way, feel. It is their destiny to uphold the process of the cycles. They are 100% committed to it.
So they are willing to keep the cycles continuing, but they are unaware of their purpose
Why?
in these cycles?
They are unaware of why they must continue the cycles. For instance, why must you sleep? The Eldar does not need to sleep, but you need to sleep. Because if you did not sleep, you would die. You would have no more energy. But why is it that you have to sleep? You must. You also must always breathe, or you will die. The shades must uphold the cycles, or they will not be shades. You must not use words like die and live when referring to the shades, because those words do not apply. They will no longer be the shades if they do not fulfill their destiny, if they do not fulfill their purpose. What happens to the shades when they lose that purpose is unknown. It may not be death.
How many times has the sanctuary been accessed?
Only once.
By us?
Yes. You remember that the shades were built by the second. They have set untouched, except for you. There
Let's
have
make
been
sure. Did
individuals
you mean-
during this cycle that have come close, but they have not unlocked the sanctuaries as much as you have.
I see.
I
Coven,
suppose we do have to thank Harvin for this.
Just
Yeah.
make sure. Did you mean to say sanctuaries? Because I'm pretty sure you said shades in that, like there.
Yeah, you said Shades.
Oh, sanctuaries.
Speaking of Harvin, dear, may I see your book? Where did you get your book?
he'll oh no, you're over here. So he'll walk over and he'll take out the book. And he'll go, should I?
I think.
They told me not to tell anyone.
Who is they?
Whoever gave me this.
Here. I'll look at the guide. Do you recognize this book?
The guide will look at the book and kind of lower its hands and clasp them. Yes. It is meant to be there.
Be in Haven's hands?
Yes.
Very well then. How do I ask this? Okay, I think Vel would just leave the matter because I think she trusts Harvin enough to deal with his own shit. Okay. Names of those who came before us, that's not necessary to know. Outside the cycle, the Archons, Barrier, Harvin's book. Ah, okay. Vel has like a bunch of notes out right now and is looking at everything. She will ask, what is this diamond shape on the map? So she's pointing to the map of the Tolusi family, like prophecy thing.
That is the destination. And that is where the Tolusi family's story will come to an end. And as it says this, Harvin, like, looks at it wide-eyed.
An end?
For better or worse?
They will have fulfilled their purpose.
And what is that purpose?
It was instructed by Morin that you would not know until it is fulfilled.
Will Harvin at least be safe?
The guide looks at Harvin. We are not able to lie. We do not know.
Does Harvin have to go alone?
Of course not. It is actually preferable that the Tolusi does not.
So we will be traveling with Harvin for at least the foreseeable future, is what I am.
If you choose to do so.
Very well. I believe that we probably must if we want the... I believe there will be something there that will help us either reach the Archons or help us talk to them.
Yes, I believe before we start our offensive in earnest, we need to assess every possible angle, including the Archons and the insect, and then he just starts rambling off about things they have to do.
If that is your decision, then we would turn your attention to new information.
Well, I do not speak on behalf of everyone, but I guess I look
The
at
guide
Velik.
is walking away as you're saying that.
Oh,
Wait,
Oh.
where is the guide walking to?
Just to the center. But
Down.
it's not taking notice of what Dorando's saying.
Oh, don't know, Waeld.
Dorando
Harvin's
just-
like shell shocked and staying behind, I assume, or
Yeah.
he's like, well, that blows. I came all this way to.
Gonna
The
have
guide
to stick
slowly
with
walks
these
to the middle.
lamos.
And from the center conjures up like what appears to be like a little illusory image, a map of Etunn.
I can't believe that Terrace is doxing everyone on this continent.
All right. And you can see that the same locations are marked out on this map as before. Before you came to the sanctuary, we were notified of a few developments within the other sanctuaries. Although we are not within Etunn and therefore have no knowledge of anything that happens outside of the sanctuaries and within Etunn, we are aware of events that impact each sanctuary, and also events that impact the sigils left at the entrances of each sanctuary, which detect activity by the Shades and by the Prismarine, as well as activity by individuals deemed necessary to the plan, such as yourselves and the Tolusi. Before you came here, we were notified. The sanctuary in the west was entered, and the artifacts were removed, but the guide was not triggered. This is a most concerning development, as the guide contains the algorithm and the process for engaging with each sanctuary.
So we should activate this guide?
If someone managed to bypass the guide, it would mean that they managed to bypass the defensive measures of each sanctuary. If this is a party affiliated with the Shades, this would be most catastrophic for the contingency. If this is a party associated with the Archons, it would be a wild card. The results would be unknown. And if it is a third party, then it is best that they be contacted at once to understand the gravity of what they have done.
Interesting.
So the sanctuary was robbed, essentially, but it was not activated.
Exactly. It is unknown whether or not the artifacts still remain within the sanctuary, or if the sanctuary is even intact anymore. Additionally, now that you have unlocked this sanctuary, we must be transparent with you. The Northern Sanctuary is unique in that it does not have this capability. However, the other sanctuaries do have this capability. Each sanctuary is keyed to another sanctuary. If you perform the correct ritual at a sanctuary, you may do as the second did and traverse a different layer of Etunn than the physical. This will allow you to travel instantaneously between sanctuaries.
Mm.
The
Vel is-
sanctuary in Morin's Look, where is that keyed to?
Let me look, because that's in the Forgotten Tomb notes. So, little BTS here. After Forgotten Tomb wrapped, I DM'd each of them, and basically, we discussed where they would leave their Ashkas upon their death, or like if they just parted ways with their Ashka or something like that. And so each of them chose a location and chose a destination point, and those became the locations of the sanctuaries in Etunn.
So Forgotten Tomb was the
The one shot,
The
3 shot.
Well, no,
Komodo,
just the
the old
3 shot, but-
Komodo 5-shot.
Yeah, I know, but sorry, that would be at the beginning of this cycle.
I don't know. I can't tell you that.
Okay. Mm.
We would advise you, however, that this travel is highly taxing, and it is not easy to accomplish. It would serve you well, however. So the ones in Morn's look.
You boomers and your high taxes.
The ones in Morin's look, one of them goes to the City of Gaze. The other one goes to Rift.
Okay, so that's all we need.
Wow, how convenient. Okay,
Go to Days, we beat up Broken Light, then we go to Rift, and I don't know.
and we beat
figure
up
out
the
what they-
Archons.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then and then we go to home and we beat up the Eldar, the Ailey Elders.
Oh my god.
And then we go to Beggar's Edge and beat up Velzax.
Well, no, if we're going to we do that while we're beating up the Archons.
Are you saying that Vel dated one of the Archons?
Yes,
What?
yeah. Canonically, Vel's ex is in Beggar's Edge. May or may not be an Archon.
Definitely not, but
Who knows? The Archons seem powerful. Maybe they have like their Ishimaya Sona, and they.
Like, also
I guess
never
I'll
been
ask the
on
guide. I'll ask the guide was probably the best.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna have to fight our way out of here, definitely.
Yeah.
Is there any basically what it recommends us doing against the dark?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fight is the dark weak too, and I just start pulling random shit out of my bag. There's like black rocks, there's white rocks, there's black and white rocks.
Oh, you
I
also
got
have the War Main. You also have the War Main.
the what? Oh yeah, I have a vial of fog water. Let's see.
It is weak to our weapons, though, or at least the artifacts that we acquired from here. But is there anything else that we might need to know? Because we do need to bypass this obstacle to access the sanctuaries.
Dark is weak to bug.
We would caution you that the Black Storm, or at least the aspect of the Black Storm that you were fighting, is not the full Black Storm. When you leave the sanctuary, the Black Storm will have collected enough energy that it will come at you in full force. However, it does not know that you have the artifacts of the sanctuary. And it cannot account for one thing: your resolve.
Is there a time frame? Like, are we going to it, or is it going to us? Is the cycle going to happen tomorrow?
Well, we're outside of time right now, right?
Are we?
That was actually going to be one of my next questions.
You are not outside of time, but time moves differently here.
How differently?
You will decay slower.
Okay. But
Convenient.
any sense, when we leave here, will it have only been minutes, or will it have been weeks?
It will be as long as you were in here for.
And time is moving pretty much the same.
But we age slower in here, but yeah.
I guess. But yeah, is there a time frame? Is there a time limit? Can we rest up in here? Can I finish my armor?
Yes, we do need to take a rest because even though we do have these weapons, I'd rather us have full strength before we fight at least a shard of the Black Storm.
You may rest here for as long as you wish. The Black Storm has already collected outside. It knows that you are in the sanctuary, It knows that you possess the Ashka, and it knows that the most important thing of all is present here. A Tolusi. No matter what you do, it will come at you with its full strength, and it will no longer be sending an aspect of itself. It will be the Black Storm. You will fight on a field of equilibrium.
But I thought that you just said that we cannot destroy the Black Storm or it will enrage the other two.
There is no chance of you destroying the Black Storm in this
What do you
fight
mean?
to come.
What?
That will happen later, if it happens at all.
So we
There is a
subdue it.
chance. There is a chance of you surviving, and there is a chance of you escaping. You cannot defeat the Black Storm when you leave the sanctuary and fight it. You must fight it, weaken it to a point by which you can escape, and then you must escape.
Should we? Well, I guess if we aren't subduing it, then I guess Harbin has to come with us, which I was kind of thinking we leave Harbin behind a little bit, so he isn't in danger, but we might have to take him regardless.
At the very least, he can help us identify aspects of the Black Storm while we fight.
Do not worry about the safety of the Tolusi. The Black Storm cannot touch him for now. It must nullify you, and it must nullify the Ashka and a few other factors before it can touch the Tolusi. This is one of the many
Ideal.
contingencies that Morin was aware of.
We hide behind Harvin.
No.
We march on Harvin and we all hide under him.
Exactly.
Yes.
I do have a question. So I would say, was that the blue light that protected him?
Most definitely.
So that wasn't
Ooh.
Kanto. Okay.
Can we know the origin of this blue light?
That is not within our information. Morin's contingency was separate from the rest of the second. It was more complex, and above all, more secret.
Okay.
I'm starting to see that Morin had complexities upon complexities.
Morin was perhaps the closest to finding a solution to the great problem of Etunn.
And I guess you have no idea of where we could find his either remains or his study.
Morin did not die. Whatever happened to him, he still exists, although he may not be Morin anymore. It is known that at the close of the previous cycle, he dispersed, but we do not know where.
Does that imply reincarnation, maybe?
Perhaps, although Morin did not believe in that.
Ascendants?
A phylactery, maybe?
There are many theories.
Wait, hold on. Wait, what are we talking about? A phylactery for who?
Morin.
Morin.
There are many
That
theories
we
that
would
are possible.
So finding Morin will definitely be on our agenda.
Wait, have we established Morin's still alive?
Yeah, he said he's still alive.
Yeah, he
Or
literally
he-
just said that
He
more.
didn't
Well,
die.
we
He
don't know
could
if
just
he's
be
still alive,
floating
but
in
we
the
know
clouds.
he's not. Yeah, we don't know if
'Cause my
he's still
question
alive, but we
was-
know he's not dead.
Yeah,
Sorry,
my question was if we could find his study or his remains, and he said he's not dead.
Okay, sorry, I Omega disassociated. Okay.
We've been able, or at least in our, I guess, conversation with the Black Storm's emissary, it faltered. It didn't seem perfectly aligned. It didn't seem altogether Now, if that was an emissary being a bad employee, or the Blackstorm's own mind being fragmented, is that something we could make use of?
The emissaries are not separate parts of the Blackstorm. They are the Blackstorm. If you witnessed that demonstrated by an emissary, it is conceivable that you would witness it demonstrated by the rest of the Blackstorm as well. This presents a unique opportunity, one that the second did not have. Something has weakened the Shades. You must take advantage of it, if that is the case.
So do we talk to it? Or is there like a chink in its armor we'll find? Or
The Blackstorm will speak to you when it deems that it is necessary to speak to you. Otherwise, it will not listen.
okay.
We entered a door that took us into the heart of the Black Storm. We did. And then we did sort of tear our way out of it.
The Blackstorm understands the danger of you, no doubt. It would not have pursued you to the sanctuary if it had not realized this. It would have went for the Tolusi instead. It understands that you are an obstacle. It intends to remove you, and it has most likely transmitted this knowledge already to the other Shades.
But what are the other shades? Like, what would we actually fight? Or is
You
there
will
even
see
any
soon
fighting?
enough.
Well, I would rather. I mean, do you not have that information, or are you?
Like, what were some of the last cycle's versions of them?
We
If it's
are
gonna be
unable to
100%.
perceive the Shades because we are not of Etunn. Only you are able to perceive the Shades. We cannot tell you what they will look like because we do not know.
However, is there anything in your book?
Yeah. Do you have a chapter on the light? Oh my god.
Okay, wait. I need to do math.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's a good question.
I leave for a minute and I see there's a D100 rolled. What the
Okay.
fuck happened?
Well,
I
magic
asked
goes.
if there was a chapter on the light in that book,
In which
Okay.
book?
in Harvin's book.
Oh god.
Well,
Harvin walks over, flipping through the book furiously. Here, and he'll show you something. All right, hold on. Let me grab it. It's like a written text in horizontal lines that seem to emerge from the very, very edge of the page. Like this? I don't know what it
Release your
means.
dreams. I mean, the light consumes, right? This almost
Yes.
seems to be writings of the gray in terms of motifs.
You must remember that the shades are interdependent. One shade prepares for the other. and the other prepares for the other.
So who does... If the dark prepares for the grey, who does the light prepare for?
The dark does not only prepare for the gray, it prepares for the light retroactively. The shades are equal. Everything happens at once, but everything happens in a process. It is a paradox, and it is through this paradox that they convolute and find balance. It is too much for life to take, and it conforms to their will.
Hmm.
Will the genesis that the black storm takes be transferred to the other two shades?
That is unknown to us. That is internal workings of the shades, which is something that is notoriously difficult to observe.
Is there anything special about the instrument upstairs? Or is it just a way to tune the songs?
You mean the organ?
No, it, I mean that's something that people have.
An organ is an
Like a
instrument.
heart or a lung. Oh, what?
It is an artifact from a past cycle. The past cycle was notable at the very end for having the capability to create music outside of the capabilities of this cycle, because they had evolved to that point. This was instrumental in their success, and their failure as success. Many things are keyed to music through the acts of the second cycle. That instrument is a part of the sanctuary and is part of the key to unlocking this sanctuary.
I see.
The second cycle understood that Etunn weaves its own music throughout time, but its own music is perfect, without end, without variation, and without imperfection.
Are we sure it doesn't end? Maybe the shades keep it from ending. But if it did end, what would happen?
What happens when your music ends?
Applause?
Encore?
Silence.
Yeah.
An echo at most.
Maybe a tune is just repeating its first chorus over and over.
Indeed. Perhaps not to end the music, but if we are to succeed against the shades, would that change the music?
Would we hear the next verse?
We do not have an answer for you.
Okay.
Indeed. It is impossible to know what would happen after the shades. We only know.
I'm curious
I find it-
about. You said we would take their place, in a sense.
It is possible for you too, although that is not predetermined.
Right. And so, to take their place means what? To keep a tune stagnant, or just to fill that space?
If you wielded that level of power over Etunn, perhaps this is something that you yourself could dictate.
Okay.
It is a temptation, but there is no justification for rejecting it.
I think I'm starting to have one of those aspirations. I think it may be a good thing to have someone else watch over this land.
Does does the land really need someone to watch over it, though?
Someone has to write the next song, I imagine.
That or a song will always take its place.
Etunn is a problem. It is a paradox. Why do islands float in the sky, tethered by nothing, unmoving? Why must it stay the same? Why must it not stay the same?
Okay, above table, no one in this universe would think it's normal for islands not to be floating.
No, yeah.
Grant,
mean-
like actual solid ground would not be a thing that anyone would think is normal.
Yeah.
What the? You mean there can be land on the undersea? What the fuck? How?
How?
That's something that the
What?
guy,
How?
the guy might actually know that though.
Okay,
Someone
then
asked.
why doesn't he know anything about Moose's vision?
Because the second understood
That's-
some things, and they only, well, the guy would say that the second only imprinted parts of their knowledge into the guides. Some things are better lost and found again.
Hmm.
It is too dangerous for knowledge to always be readily accessible. Sometimes it is better that you know less about Etunn. Sometimes it is better that we know less about Etunn.
You know, in that, I agree. I don't need to know more than I can observe. Really. Should we take some time to rest, perhaps? We can continue discussion in the morning, but people have things to attune to or to prepare. I might
Yes.
want to start thinking about that now.
Of
Some
course. Is there anything
You have-
else that anyone wants to ask the guide?
Lobo.
Lobo?
Lobo. Do you know anything about Turo?
Turo.
Turo? What?
The guy
Founder of
who,
Gaze.
yeah, founder of Gaze. The one who met the goddess.
Ah, yes. The founder of the Western Kingdom. Turo originated from your cycle.
What?
Although Turo was not touched by the knowledge of the second as you were, Turo was touched by something completely outside of the second. This inspired Turo, instilled ambition in him. The sanctuaries have detected much activity of the Prismarine in the west. The sanctuaries have also detected much activity of the Grey in the west. This is most likely due to ambitions that of which Turo was most famous for.
Hmm.
So what about
It
the
is
goddess?
because the goddess is outside of our information. In fact, she is outside of the second's information as well. There is no known record of her in the previous cycle. Perhaps she is an interloper, or she is the miracle that this cycle needed. Or she is nothing at all.
What is a
Low
what is
whisper
a
hits the wall.
goddess?
Go ahead, Myth.
No, Ruth was just saying because Lobo said that that the guy saw a goddess. And Ruth was just asking, what's a goddess?
The goddess is a human word. It is used to signify that which inspired Turo to found the Western Kingdom. It is a new word.
A new word.
Yes. In fact, it is interesting to note that that information is not of the previous cycle, so it is confusing to us how that information is available to us right now. In fact, it is curious how we were able to answer that question at all. We cannot give you an answer as to why.
Maybe it was something left from an addition to the data makes, maybe?
Perhaps.
Can the data be
Perhaps.
updated?
That would require communion with the shrines.
Curious.
And communion on a level that is unattainable for those in your cycle. As far as we are aware, you are the individuals that have communed with the sanctuaries at the highest level yet. But you have not yet communed at a level to reorder the guides. That requires different clearance.
Why do you speak so computationally? I mean, there's no way for our characters to know this, so disregard it if appropriate. But like, are you created through magic or some advanced means? What are you a bound spirit or just pure information taken form? What are you?
You could call us energy. You could also call us magic. It would most definitely seem like that to you. It is understandable that you do not understand what we are, or why we communicate in such a way. That is expected. All that is necessary for you to know is that in order to understand us, you must first learn a little bit more.
Okay. I think Moss will just go and stare out the window at just the fog or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Is this sanctuary connected to any others?
No, this sanctuary is unique.
You you said that the Northern Sanctuary. Did you say that that one was also unique?
This is the Northern Sanctuary.
Oh, above table. I thought you meant like the northmost one on the map.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that probably is. Wait.
Wait, are we just at the top of the stairs right now? What? No way we went that far.
It's wrong. No, it's up. Wait. Is the illusioned map still up?
Yes.
I assume we aren't at any of the dots.
Yeah, you aren't.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Okay, I thought
It
that
mentioned
you meant,
before that
like,
it's hidden. It's not listed.
Okay, that was just me misunderstanding. All right.
Yeah, all good.
I think with that, Muth is going to go off and start ritual casting, speak with animals to ask his fireflies what they are. Because remember, they started surrounding him like right after they woke up from the vision.
Okay. While Muth is doing that, any last things that you'd like to ask the guide?
Is there any way we can reach you outside of the sanctuary?
No. We are confined to the sanctuary. You will meet permutations of us in every sanctuary, however. Everyone good on stuff to ask the guy?
That was my final question.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
I mean,
Hey.
I mean,
It sounds like the rest
Velikan.
of us are.
Okay, hold on. Let me think if there's questions that are relevant to plot, because Velikan will just spend her long rest asking Terra's like inane bullshit, but uh, there's definitely okay. Hold on. Let me ask about yes. Uh. Does the Black Storm dislike the spirits that I do not know how to word this question, but in our travels here, we came across a town that had been ravaged by the Black Storm. But uniquely destroyed was the town shrine. Uh, the statue of the shrine was stolen by some bandits who claimed that they were working for someone who could predict the movements of the Black Storm. I do not know what question to ask here, but does the Black Storm... Well, what is the relationship between the Black Storm and the spirits of Etunn?
Perhaps that shrine was not meant to be in this cycle.
It was a gift from one clan to another, do you remember?
Indeed, it was...
Were those clans from
Yeah,
previous
yeah,
cycles?
yeah.
Did this somehow evade
Give me a moment.
the reset?
There's a letter I need to...
It was from
Oh, actually, you were
your
talking about
journal,
Veros
right?
Wait, you were talking about Veros? Yeah,
Pharaohs?
no. Oh, okay, there we go. There's a backpack in the camp, of the bandit camp, and there's a note that said, "O light shepherd dark, and show us the way through the between you are. Deliver fountain to us, wisdom lies. In the shadow of the moon, the sun lies. Show way the through, rift open storm." Translated by Veros. That mean anything to
Ah.
you, Kedge?
Oh no, Varus is just a dude that they found a book of in North Expanse.
Hmm.
Who was trying
Alright.
to read the weather. I guess he
Alright.
just
Well,
did a bunch of shit. Hey, I forgot what was
okay. Oh wait, sorry. What were we just talking about?
the statue.
Yeah, the
The
statue.
shrine.
Where? What? Do I not have notes on that? Jesus, we really should not.
It was like session
Oh,
6.
there we go. Of the Halapi to the Yadrena for aid in our time of conflict, may the light guide you and the darkness be your friend. Okay, so I say all that too, Terrace. The light guide us and the darkness a friend? That
I mean,
seems ominous at best, given what we know.
the Komodo still worship the light and the dark, but more so the spirits and that stuff, not the actual shades, I don't think. Unless their faith is misplaced.
This is all possible.
Oh, I have a question. Where do the shades derive their power from?
They
I
are
think just,
what they are.
yeah, they just exist.
But you said that they grow and change, though. There has to be some fuel for that change.
If there is, we do not know what it is. And we do not know where it is or where it comes from.
Could just be pure desire to do what they're intended to.
Could be from people, too.
Or just as we get closer to some breaking point, they adapt. But we
Or
know,
maybe when they start realizing itself, they gain more power.
yeah. Terrace, throughout our travels, we've encountered like 5 strange prophecies seemingly like embossed onto leaves. I don't know how or through what means they were created, but I mean, well, you have them, right? Can we?
Sorry, what? Me?
The leaves.
Leaves.
Oh, sorry, yes. I take the... I'm really out of it today. I take the leaves out, and I show them. Or not the leaves, the drawings of the leaves. I flip that to the page in my notebook.
We still have the leaves, right?
Yes, those are pressed, but I do not risk them. I show you the drawings of the leaves.
Okay. Are they just wisdom from the spirits, or are they something more important?
They are not magical. But sometimes knowledge by itself is just as valuable.
They were not. They were written by some shaman from a previous cycle and placed into spaces between space for rituals to be cast to grab them or anything fancy like that. You don't know anything about them?
If they are part of the contingency, they are a separate aspect of it than us.
Okay. I'm gonna go stare at the window again.
Okay, so, sorry, I've been really out of it. Well, what was the whole bit about the Darkstorm and the spirits? Summary, please.
Oh, I don't think I answered that yet.
Oh, ugh.
The spirits
alright.
exist differently than the shades. Like many things, the shades do not understand the spirits, but the spirits do not interfere with the shades. So their relationship is non-confrontational.
Much like the Archons, I see. Interesting.
It just seems very strange. It just seems very passive for everything but us.
That
Well,
is
the
most
spirits
likely
aren't
due to
trying
your
to change
possession
the
of an
world.
Ashka. And your eventual association with a Tolusi. Now that you have unlocked the sanctuary, you are its top priority. The second were unfortunately unable to hide the locations of the sanctuaries from the shades. They were able to guard them, and they were able to make them inaccessible to the shades. But it is most difficult to hide anything from the shade's sight. It is most likely that through some way or another, the Black Storm learned that your destination was the sanctuary, or learned that this sanctuary was about to be unlocked. It then deployed an aspect to the sanctuary to resolve the issue, to fix the inequity.
Seems very calculating.
Everything that the Shades do is at 100% of their capability. They will always make what they believe to be the right decision. You could call it calculated. For them, it is more intuitive.
But will it all? It makes the correct decision, but will it always take the best solution? Is I guess my question.
No, the Shades are not perfect and they are not omniscient. In that
Okay.
sense, you are equal to them.
Okay, I guess I'm done with that.
If we don't have any more questions for the guide, I have a couple
Okay.
things to
Well,
take care of. But if we do, yeah, still got time.
okay. No, Valaki wouldn't ask this in character. I really want to ask about home, but
Unfortunately,
I
the
mean, if
one
you
alien
want,
that you have in the party
We can
doesn't.
come back once we.
what question do you have about home?
I want to know like the significance of home and like its connection to the Prismarine and all that stuff. But Val
mean,
Val would not know to ask this in character. She's never been to home.
It's a giant tree with a big Prismarine orb in the center.
But we don't know that. I don't think. I mean,
Yeah,
unless
but, yeah, that's the thing. You guys have not told us that.
I mean,
Okay.
the only
Moss
person
has
that
been
would
there.
know about it is Moss, because Muth didn't grow up in home. He
Uh-huh.
spent his fucking growing up years in the Lalian forest,
Yeah.
not in home.
All right. I think that's about it then.
Dorando grew up in Orange Look, but I don't think. Yeah, I don't know how.
Oh, I
Like,
thought-
would Kobu, would anything come up between Orange Look and home, or no?
Like, what specifically?
Trade relations, travel between the two,
Yeah, I mean,
dignitaries.
you could, like, if you're. Yeah, I mean, it depends on what exactly, like, what exact information you'd want to know about home, and then.
I guess
Because there is a lot of,
Prismarine-
like, travel. Yeah, like, so the existence of the Prismarine. Make me a history check.
Oh god. Oh, I guess I can get myself guidance.
Yeah.
Here goes nothing. Damn it.
You can
I'll
guidance
roll.
it though. Okay, 9.
No.
Probably just general knowledge. The Prismarine as it is basically on World Anvil. Like, it's just some sort of nebulous philosophical concept that some of the alien, especially the alien elders, kind of tout. That it's when you ask them about it, it's like trying to ask about some really esoteric religion.
Okay, but we do know it's called the
Yeah.
Prismarine with that. Okay. So that would definitely be a port of call, but I don't know if that's enough for us to ask the question.
All we know is that they aren't crazy.
That they aren't what?
Crazy.
Oh, okay. Sorry, as we go on, I don't mean to, keep dragging it out, but I keep getting
Nah.
questions.
No, if you have
It's
questions,
fine.
go
We
ahead.
have time.
Yeah, I don't know. Would that be enough for Velikeen to ask about it or no?
I think it's fine. I don't think Velikeen would have a reason to ask about that in character. So,
Okay, but
that's something Sam wants to know.
well, we can come back here once we unlock. Sorry, Kovu, I don't mean to hurt you, but quick travel between the.
Yeah,
That's
actually,
literally what it is. It is fast travel, so
that's true. I mean, like, I guess. Well, no, there's only one entrance, right? But we could always just travel to Morn's Look, and after that, it's a quick day's travel to.
I mean, even if not this specific place, there are other guides in the other sanctuaries that we can ask.
Yeah,
That's
and
true.
basically once we
Actually,
unlock another sanctuary, we can fast travel here if we need to.
Okay, that's actually very true. So, do
well,
the dots?
So this sanctuary is not capable of fast travel. All the other ones are.
Yeah.
This one is not. So
Oh,
you're
okay,
gonna have to physically go to this one, but all the other ones you can fast travel to in some way or another.
Okay, actually, so I will ask: are all you guides connected, or do each of you have unique paths?
We share some general knowledge, and our repositories of information are keyed to general stores of information. However, each guide is unique.
I see.
And each guide possesses information that the others do not, as a safety measure.
I understand.
Is there any way that we can we can link this sanctuary with the others in the future, maybe?
It was dictated by the second that this sanctuary remain alone. Perhaps because it was Morin's personal sanctuary.
I see.
Wait, you said so this was Morin's sanctuary, but it was Morin didn't leave anything here for you?
Well, he left the spear.
Yeah, he left us. He left us several very powerful artifacts.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the information because they said
that's true.
That's what I meant. I didn't mean didn't leave us anything. I meant didn't leave anything about it himself with the sanctuary.
He did not.
Are these? I guess is this sanctuary was built by a party of how many? Of like Morn's circle, how many were actually the second? And the other sanctuaries were built by other seconds, I assume. Are there other gifts at the other sanctuaries?
There are other gifts. The second worked in concert, in harmony. They understood that only through cooperation could they achieve their goals. They built sanctuaries together.
And what was the goal of the second again, other than defeating the Black Storm?
To
You're
fail.
ready for the third.
And to be ready for the third, exactly.
Okay. there was no secondary goals, or
Well, I suppose they all had their aspirations, but then the Grey came along.
hmm.
They lost.
Okay, I think that's it. Unless
Yeah, I think that's about it.
Okay.
Booth is still either still or finishing up his ritual cast, so they can't really ask.
what are you ritual casting at?
Speak with animals so I can talk to my firefly swarm because they only showed up when Muth woke up from his vision.
So
Oh,
here's what
one
I
last
think.
question. I'll be done. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's all good. Here's what I
Is
think.
there any way we can communicate with the Prismarine
The
or our
Prismarine.
ambassador here?
The Prismarine is a difficult concept to grasp, and so it is difficult to communicate with it. If you wish to communicate with it, you must do as you must do with many things. You must embrace it. You have embraced it, and then you must give yourself in to the language of the Prismarine.
I have another question. Did I technically embrace the Black Storm then?
We are not sure of what event you are referring to.
When we went through the door,
A couple
or
of them. The door, or I guess
the
speaking with Oros wasn't really. That was just
yeah, I asked about that,
memory.
but he said Oros didn't have anything to do with the Black Storm.
No, that was just the beast conveying its memory through.
You interacted with the Black Storm. You did not embrace it. If you embraced it, you would not be here.
But since our discussion, I've had new abilities. Moss turns invisible.
Monka is.
I can do stranger things. He like brandishes like an inflict wounds that he has learned how to do now. It's like I don't know how these powers manifested necessarily, but it seems to be related.
Perhaps it is knowledge, manifest.
So I guess, well, I mean, I'm done, but I'll probably, I don't know, either when I'm taking a long rest, like, try and communicate with, like, I don't know how, like, I guess try and figure out ways to communicate with Kanto.
Okay.
I guess before we rest, I'd like to cast Augury on the future after the Shades. Like, if the Shades are eliminated.
Can you do that?
Yeah, I
You can,
think.
yeah, I can do it on anything. All right. So what needs to be rolled?
Nothing, really. It's
It's
just
either
Will
wheel,
or Woe.
woe, wheel and woe, or nothing.
Deal or no deal?
Okay, I
Wheel.
guess I will begin the course of action of killing the Black Storm in 30 minutes, but that is also known as taking a nap.
Oh wait, okay. Actually, I would have asked about the black and white stones. Ugh, I forgot.
Okay.
I think you did ask about it, but
I don't think I asked about it explicitly.
no, you
but
asked you threw them out when we were talking about weaknesses of the Black Storm.
Yeah, yeah, but I didn't write it down. So are they weaknesses?
Are the black and white stones weaknesses?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's just the white stones.
The black and white stones are elements that resonate with the Shade's power. You may think of them as the whisper rock that runs within Etunn. They are natural. They are proof of the Shade's symbiotic relationship with the rest of Etunn.
Or
They
perhaps
resonate with
Paris-
each shade, and they create dissonance with each shade as well. Only in minor amounts. But this dissonance, or resonance, or consonance is quite obvious to the naked eye.
You music nerd. Okay. And why were the stones necessary to summon the Ashka?
Because the Prismarine is not all that it seems all the time. The second did not know the origin of the Prismarine, and it would seem that neither does the Prismarine itself. It has interactions with the shades. It is powerful over the shades. But why this is the case is a mystery.
Oh, can we? I mean, so I know the Blackstorm Codex is an out of character thing, but can we share that information with the guide?
Yeah, I mean, you've seen all of them. Yeah.
I think I'll do that too. Or can you only do? Can I only do one of those?
What do you mean?
Like, I want to relay that information to the guide, I guess, to update his memory banks. Or
Oh, just about what you saw?
yeah, basically.
Yeah, you can do that. I mean, that's just your memory. So yeah.
Yeah. That way, if we do fail, at least they'll have at least some pieces.
I think that, well, I have a couple things to go over. And the stuff with you can continue talking to the guide over the next 2 weeks, in the RP channels, in Discord, and I'll have the guide respond whenever it can, whenever the DM's not in class. And the speak with animals we can also do in the RP channel, because that will be kind of interesting and nice to do as well.
Okay, and I guess over the 2 weeks, like for my communicating with Kanto, what is that?
How? So are you gonna speak with animals with Kanto, or just kind of communicate with Kanto?
I guess we'll try and establish like basic communication, if that makes any sense.
Okay, yeah. So train Kanto.
Kind of train Kanto, but like less train, more like sit. I mean, like stay. I guess it is training. Sit, stay.
Got it. Yeah, we can do that over. Because what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab a dice bot, and I'm also gonna see. I don't know if it's possible. I think it is. I'm gonna see if I can set up like the little aliases for the guide and also for all of you, so that'll make it easier to kind of like do all of that stuff. So you can actually roll stuff now. Like you will be actually able to roll stuff in Discord and like.
Okay.
Yeah.
One last thing. Is it possible to teach it for Kanto to express ideas to us, like basically like ones like yes, no, unsure?
That depends on how successful the training is.
Okay. I'm
Also,
guessing
I
that's
will say that while you're trying to train, because if Muth's conversation wraps up, since Kanto only understands Aelia, Muth will absolutely help.
Yeah, definitely. Also, one thing to note though is also like with Kanto, Kanto's kind of an unreliable narrator, in that sometimes Kanto will is full of contradictions and may not be actually doing, you know, there may be things that mislead you. So no matter what, you can train Kanto. You will be able to definitely learn how to communicate with Kanto more, and you'll be able to understand Kanto, and maybe Kanto will be able to communicate with you. But keep in mind that sometimes Kanto is just not always truthful, or sometimes Kanto may be a little bit of a contradiction.
I guess the main goal I have for this is when it is distressed, or if it feels,
Yeah.
like if when it is distressed, or when it happy,
Yeah. Understanding its emotions.
Yeah. Because right now all we have is birds to go by.
Yeah, exactly. So, with that, as your conversation with the guide ends, the guide will disperse for now and leave you alone in the sanctuary. And as it disperses into a wave of multicolored particles that spread all out across the sanctuary, splitting across each one of you, and you all gain inspiration. You also
did we ever
all
check if
level
the
up to
guide
level
was
5.
solid matter?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Alright.
And Harvin also levels up, right?
Harvin is not
Nah,
level
damn
up.
it, Tunes isn't here. I was gonna do the fucking Predator handshake. Both of us double our DPS now.
So, if it's not already kind of obvious, the finale will be a boss fight. So, plan on that. Because the moment that you exit the sanctuary, the Blackstorm will be waiting for you. And it'll be a real fight, I hope. Throughout this campaign, I've kind of tested many different difficulties of things and kind of seen how you guys like it. If you don't like it, how you react to it. And I think, if you all are good with it, I think it's time to really get serious for at least one session, and we'll do something really challenging. And I think it'll be fun.
This is the end of how many weeks now?
15.
15,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think having a fucking tough battle would make sense. Let's just hope that it does only take one session.
But yeah, congratulations on unlocking the secrets of the sanctuaries. Fast travel is now open to you if you figure out how to use it and are able to access the sanctuaries that provide it.
Oh shit, we get 3rd level spells.
No, you
Well, I don't, but yeah.
You and
I get
Sam
3rd level spells.
Do I get 3rd
Sam
level spells?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're multi-classing,
Yay!
do parts get
Fuck
counter
yeah.
spell?
I wonder, do I want to take another
so
thing of Life Cleric, or do I want to do...
I would say, because a second
Oh,
level
yeah.
in Life Cleric wouldn't really give you much. I would say keep going for Stars Druid.
Yeah, because I get a ASI.
Is it an ASI this level?
No.
No, it's 5th
him,
level.
'cause
You get a lot of shit.
It's an ASI for Tice, because for Dorando, because
Oh my
he's
God.
multi-classed. He just reached
Guys.
level 4 Druid.
Oh, okay. Wait, what do I get? I have no idea.
I get some spells.
Oh, is
Like,
it just spells?
fucking-
Okay. Oh,
fucking
what's
Barbarian in a bottle now.
what's my hit die?
Bards are a... One second, I am opening up the Wikidot. I believe the... Oh wait, no, you can just open your character sheet and it would say what your hit die is under HP.
It does not say.
Well, it's a D8.
D8 are 5?
5, yeah.
Cool.
Ah,
Guys.
damn it.
I will also be in contact over the 2 weeks about our plans for how to incorporate our new player into season 2 as well.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Pierre is
Pierre is
playing
joining.
Kanto now.
Yeah,
Yeah, Pierre will be
we're gonna
playing
have
Kanto.
a 6th player in Written in the Sky starting in season 2. So I will be figuring out how to incorporate them with all of you over the next 2 weeks as well.
Let's go.
And yeah,
Oh,
Yeah, how did my augury turn out? I guess we can do that in text therapy.
it'll give you nothing. Nothing will
Oh.
be the answer.
all right, Sam,
Damn.
you get your bardic die increases from a D6 to a D8, and you
There we
get them
go.
all back on short rests, not
Okay.
just on long rests.
Cool. Gains a
And-
D8.
and yeah,
I still only
and
have
yeah,
4
you,
of those, right?
It's
I-
your
My
charisma
spellcasting modifier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
you also
4.
you also learn another spell, and you have 2 third-level slots.
Just one. Just one spell.
You learn one more spell, yeah, because
Oh,
your spell's
okay.
known increases from 7 to 8.
Cool. Okay, so I have to choose a spell to learn. Time to look at third level spells.
May I make a recommendation of? Oh no, never mind. You can't learn counterspell.
Sag. Let's see. Third level spells.
Also, if there's a spell that you don't use, then now is the time to replace one.
Yeah. Oh, hypnotic pattern. Isn't that?
That
Or
is-
motivation. Sorry. No, motivational speech. That should definitely be it, right?
I mean, let me see what those are, because I don't know. I don't remember spells off the top of my head.
You don't? I thought that was like your whole thing. But yeah, choose 5 creatures within range that can hear you. For the duration, each affected creature gets 5 temporary hit points and has advantage on wisdom saving throws.
Oh yeah,
The problem is
that's
though,
like the inspiring speech or something, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
that's motivational speech, which is a good spell. The problem with it is it takes a minute, so you would have to cast. Oh no, actually, you
The
could cast like
pre-combat
right
thing.
before. Yeah, like
free combat, and it lasts an
Yeah.
hour. It's not concentration either.
yeah. My line of thinking was like it would have to be a battle that we're like prepared for,
Which is
and
Which
not
we
like
will
the
be for
thing.
this one.
Yeah, for this one, definitely going to be very useful.
yeah.
It's
Oh, here.
just
If an affected creature is hit by an attack, it has advantage on the next attack roll it makes, and once an affected creature loses temporary hit
Oh.
points, the spell ends.
That's another
Damn.
problem with it. Yeah, because it's only 5 temp HP, so it would realistically only last like 1 or 2 rounds.
Okay.
I'm going to say goodbye to stream. I'll be right back. All right, everyone. What an exciting time. We're coming up on the end. It's been crazy. This was the first ever campaign that I ran on stream. I still remember session 1, super crazy. And now we're coming up on the end of season 1. It's a new era, man. It's a new era. I'm so happy to have run for this group, and I cannot wait to wrap it up with a good finale and then be back soon. So, a couple things to note for everyone before I sign off here. Tomorrow, I will be on Tresnoir's channel. I will be playing in his campaign, Mansion of Madness, at 8 p.m. Eastern. So make sure to catch me there. I'm playing a fucking half-orc war cleric. It's amazing. It's going to be super, super, super fun. Tuesday night, as long as all my plans are the same, Tuesday night, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be bringing back the type beat stream. So I'm going to be trying to make type beats suggested by my Discord. And we're also going to be going over a couple changes and announcements to Etunn, because there have been a few changes to the Etunn setting and a few updates and everything. And I want to kind of cover those and kind of get a sense of where we're heading now as we wrap up the last campaign left of the initial prologue phase of Etunn, which is this campaign, Written in the Sky. Once this campaign wraps up, we'll be in a new phase of Etunn, and it'll be super cool. We're in a new phase. We're in a new era. things are gonna start ramping up from there. So we are at 14 out of 75 for our sub goal, which is 75 subs. We're doing a deluxe edition of my album Kobu Volume 2, which came out last month. So 75 subs, I'll release a deluxe edition of that. So we're chilling. We're chilling. If you liked what you saw from this game, you can catch the other Etunn campaign that I run on Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern, called the North Expanse. It just started this week. Super, super fun campaign as well. Really love running for that group. And you can also check out the Discord, which is in my my Twitch homepage. It's also probably been linked in chat maybe a couple times. I don't know, maybe not, but it's definitely on my Twitch homepage. You can find it there, and in there you can find a whole bunch of info about Etunn. You can hang out. You can interact with the world. We have ways for the audience to submit content, interact with the world, ask questions, all sorts of shit. And of course, a bunch of music shit too. So besides that, that's all I have for tonight. And I'm going to find somebody to raid. Let's give Ryder a raid. I haven't raided Ryder in like a while, or I don't even remember if I have. They're playing some Final Fantasy. Go show them some love. Say hi from me. Like I said, I'll see you tomorrow on Tresnor's channel, and then I'll see you on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern back here for some music. Take care, everyone. Have a good night. Tell Ryder hi from me. Bye-bye.